Chapter 1 Rebirth 6 years ago. Xia State border, Dongdin City. In a dark warehouse near the sea, 7 or 8 computer hosts, more than a dozen displays, and a very advanced civilian server are placed on a ring-shaped table. In addition to this, there is a muffler black carbine M4A1, and a tactical belt with 4 magazines. A young man with glasses and a pale face, but very sharp eyes, sat on a swivel chair and struck the keyboard methodically. Next to the keyboard, a Glock 18 pistol, a black body, and a matte muffler lay quietly, showing a hint of danger. This man, named Shilei, was nicknamed Stone Monster, Stone Brother. Shilei wore a Bluetooth earphone and glanced across the 4 rightmost screens. The screen shows the situation around the warehouse, the alleys entering the warehouse, and the image of the sky around the warehouse. An independent screen shows a high-speed motorcycle parked in a small alley next to the warehouse. This is an escape tool prepared by Shilei just in case. These images are very clear, obviously using HD surveillance cameras. Everything is normal. Shilei's heart was secretly hidden, and no accident happened. Beep tilde. The Bluetooth headset made a slight sound, and Shilei pressed it on the Bluetooth headset. Number 1, are you ready? An electronically compiled voice changed from the Bluetooth headset into Shilei's ear. Number 1 is ready, please give instructions to the Falcon. Shilei's voice, too, was also transmitted through a Bluetooth headset after it had been electronically translated. Number 1, waiting for Falcon order. Number 1 understands. After Shilei finished, he couldn't help but said, call Falcon. Number 1, what's the matter? Even after the electronic compilation of voice changes, Falcon's dissatisfaction can be heard in the tone. Falcon, number 1 applies for independent communication. Jujadu tilde. Number 1, independent communication is established. What's the situation report? Falcon's tone was very serious. Shilei's pale face showed a pathological flush. Falcon, after this incident, the organization will promise me to help me do it once? Stop. Falcon furiously said, Number 1, now on the mission, what's the matter, say it later. Independent communication was cut off, and then Shilei was loaded into the regular communication channel. Shilei squeezed his fists with both hands and inhaled deeply. His chest was undulating and anger was brewing. Hope the organization can keep its promises, otherwise. The information in your hand is enough for the organization to drink a pot. To the east of Dongdin City, the Vong and Lebanon states are holding joint fleet exercises. These 2 world military powers have demonstrated strong military strength to the entire world. Aircraft carriers of the state, carrier-based sea-based aircraft, carrier-based unmanned aircraft, amphibious landing ships of the Vong, and individual support systems will all be put into the exercise. On the aircraft carrier of the state, a carrier-borne unmanned aircraft first flew into the sky, conducted preliminary detection, and eliminated the targets of the exercise. 10 Predator drones flew silently in the sky. On the deck of the aircraft carrier, the ship-based sea-based fighter aircraft also lifted off the deck as the exercise progressed. Vong's amphibious landing ship approached the imaginary enemy island and landed under the cover of the aircraft of the state. The combat effectiveness demonstrated by 2 world military powers has shocked the world. However, another thing that shocks the world is happening. Call number 1 and invade the Reikimi data link. Shilei's hands quickly jumped on the keyboard, just like 2 dancing butterflies. Report the Falcon successfully penetrated the data link, and the shared connection was opened. Reikimi, the aircraft carrier of the state of power. Shilei is one of the world's top hackers. The organization he represents is invading 2 of the world's top military powers in an attempt to remotely control part of the authority of the aircraft carrier of the state to obtain some information. Call number 1, simulate the normal communication order of Reikimi. Number 1 received. Shilei nervously operated the keyboard. Under normal circumstances, Even with the top supercomputer support, the feat of invading an aircraft carrier from the outside is almost impossible. However, Shilei's organization, who was a blunt aircraft carrier from the Raikimi state in the United States, obtained a remote login permission. As a result, the invasion has become less difficult. Hey, the aircraft carrier defense of the country is not as powerful as the legend. Shilei completed the Falcon S order and spared no time to hang out in the operating system of the aircraft carrier Raikimi. Call number 1 and crack the communication password. Falcon's latest order came, and Shilei almost vomited blood. Crack the communication password. What an international joke. The aircraft carrier's communication password has a very high security level. Depending on his broken computers and an advanced civilian server, it is undoubtedly a dream to crack the password. Report the Falcon, please repeat the order. Shilei thought it was the Falcon's order, and conveyed the mistake, and conveyed the orders of other members to him. The organization he belongs to is powerful and powerful. Otherwise, the idea of joint exercises will not be made. Number 1. Crack the communication password for Raikimi. Repeat the command and crack the communication password for Raikimi. The sweat of Shilei's brain suddenly burst out. Die. Shilei's 10 fingers brought up after images and quickly tapped on the keyboard. In the entire warehouse, all that was left was the whistle of the fan of the chassis, and the banging of the keyboard. Ding 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 ding. There was a rapid siren from the Bluetooth headset. A red warning pops up on the computer screen in the middle. Raikimi's electronic information security personnel have discovered the cracking work and are backtracking. If it is left in normal times, Shilei will immediately start the end, eliminate the traces of invasion, and then give up the broiler to run. But this time is the collective action of the organization. If he fails, other personnel will definitely fail. It is absolutely difficult for Shilei to blame the organization. For the mysterious organization, Shilei has a deep fear. If he messed up this time, he would definitely be mysteriously disappeared. Fight. Shilei quickly established a remote connection, and the connection went to the backup server he had prepared in advance, which expanded the computing power and made the attack more sharp. Call the Falcon, ask for support. Falcon's voice also flustered. Persevere. Number 1, persevere for 30 seconds. Shilei smiled bitterly, and was still laughing at how junk Raikimi was. Now that he was discovered by the other party, he knew how powerful the other party was. Perhaps the opponent is far worse than him in terms of invasion and attack, but the opponent's tracking technology is simply the best. Another one was dropped. There are 3 relay servers. The relay server is a high-level broiler. It can last up to 15 to 20 seconds. Shilei said to himself. His pale face was even paler, and his forehead was sweating densely. Papa tilde the sound of the mechanical keyboard almost connected. Call the Falcon, it will be exposed after 5 seconds. The Falcon cut off the Bluetooth headset without any response. ZZ tilde there was a blind tone in the Bluetooth headset. Warning. An unknown object was found, approaching at high speed. A high-definition surveillance camera on the roof of the warehouse locked a small black particle in the air. Shilei stared at the computer screen, his face became increasingly ugly. This monitoring program was written by Shilei himself. In terms of graphics processing, Shilei has unique insights. For example, high-definition surveillance cameras can calculate the corresponding distance and speed by changing the size of the black dots in the picture. On the aircraft carrier Raikimi, electronic information security personnel successfully tracked Shilei. The aircraft carrier is connected to the Keyhole optical satellite in outer space, and combined with the global positioning system, it accurately locks Shilei's position. Oh, hell. Jimmy, look at that, what is it? In the Electronic Information Security Office, several information security personnel looked at the image from the Keyhole satellite. Suddenly, the office door was pushed open. A drone operator with a pale face shouted, "Check it out, the drone's control permissions have been changed." Jimmy covered her forehead and wailed. "Oh." In the warehouse, Sheila looked at the black spots that were getting closer and closer, and the HD surveillance camera finally showed the full picture of the black spots in front of Sheila. The moment Sheila saw it, his whole body seemed to be pulled away. Predator. Alpha. Sync. 2 seconds later, the warehouse exploded violently. Because the Predator is an MQ-1 drone, and Alpha is an airborne anti-tank missile, Sheila was abandoned by the organization. The weapons he prepared were not used at all. The escape route he prepared did not work. At the moment of death, Sheila thought a lot. He was an orphan, and in search of news from his parents, he was obsessed with hacking techniques. It is also because of hacking that he is now killed. Sheila also thought that his motherland, Xiago, might have a worsening relationship with the lean and worse countries. All this is the mysterious organization, the driving force behind. He was just a pawn from start to finish. It's just a pity that he has no chance of revenge. The moment his thoughts disappeared, Sheila suddenly remembered a classic sentence. "I just want to be a good person, why not give me a chance?" Sheila's death can't control the diplomatic disputes between Xiago, the state, and Was, nor can he control the appalling scourge of the missiles bombed by Xiago. In outer space, a dark space crack unfolded silently. A mysterious purple light flew from the cracks in space and shot at the blue Earth. Searching. The city of miracles. Not found. Searching. The magic.net. Not found. Destruct. System. Loading. Found. Inheritor. The mysterious light group conveys unknown information. If you are proficient in the world of Crenshaw, the universal language experts exist, so you must be able to know the above information accurately. Searching for the city of miracles. Not found. Searching for the magic net. Not found. The self-destruct system is loading. Inheritor found. On August 31, 2006, Xiago, Shuangqing City, Shuangqing University. Sheila was wearing a pair of silly silver-rimmed glasses, wearing cheap t-shirts and jeans, pulling a suitcase, and standing strangely in front of the school gate.